Deshaun Watson, bro. Oh god.
What's up, Giants fans, Hub watchers, YouTube and Rumble subscribers, Twitter and Instagram followers? It's Kush back at it again with Kid Blue for another episode of the Young Guns podcast. First time, and I want to say 2 to 3 weeks. Now we only got 5 people in here, so I'm gonna say this once, and I'm gonna continue to repeat it. As you're popping in, make sure you hit that like button, that subscribe button if you're new to both of us, but most importantly, hit that share button. My channel been on a hiatus for a little bit of a month. Any smart man knows that would take a little bit of a hit to all types of metrics. So now that I'm returning, hopefully it will slowly build back up over the next couple of weeks. But just make sure you hit that share button to let people know that we're back and to let any Giants or NFL fan know that the Young Guns podcast is on right now. Like, I'm about to retweet the original tweet to let people know that we are live. But Kid Blue, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good. As far as any crazy Giants news, probably nothing crazy. I mean, we got some stuff to talk about. I guess it's some things like Daniel Jones stuff like that. But yeah, I'm glad to be back though.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Yuvraj in the chat along with Blue Wave. Blue Wave says Jones going for over 3,800 yards with 30 touchdowns and 15 or less interceptions. I'd be very happy with that. So I guess we'll start off.
He would need that.
Yeah, I guess we'll start off with Daniel Jones and his neck injury. Now, on day 1 of mandatory minicamp, today was day 2, or was today day 3 actually? When was day 1? Was it Tuesday or Monday?
Yesterday was day 1, wasn't it?
Tuesday was day 1, right? Yeah. So Brian Daboll said in the presser, and I'm not sure if there was anything else that he said afterwards or anything else any other trainer or coach said, but he said in the presser, if there was a game today, Jones would be ready to play for it, that he'd be cleared and healthy to play for it. So, like, is his neck injury that we were getting all types of information that is very serious, that this man might not be ready till August? Like, what's up with that? What do you think about that? Is it
Whose injury?
his neck injury, Daniel?
Oh yeah. I mean he's clear for contact. I mean, I think he's gonna. I think he's well on his way to being ready for day 1. I don't think it's gonna hinder him at all.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're in the middle of June and he's already clear for contact. I think he has a couple of months to get to 100%. I think he's gonna be fine.
So, what do you think was the case originally then when we first found out about the injury? They were saying it's going to be like all the way until August. He might not be cleared. There was like
I
there
think they
was
were
some
just getting
scary reports coming out saying that like it could
yeah.
be like potentially threatening.
I think it was just giving a kind of an extended timetable just in case. I mean, they don't want to say he's ready by June and then he's not ready by June and then they're like there's more reason to worry. So I guess the more realistic timetable was around August, and then I guess he's ahead of schedule because he's clear for contact. Dable said if they were to play a game yesterday, if they were to play a game that he would be starting. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean this is all hearsay, but but I trust what they're saying there with Daniel Jones's neck, and we'll really get to see if they're serious when training camp comes around and they get padded practices and stuff like that, and he's like out there in the first team and taking full reps. Then we'll see if they were actually being real and saying like he's ready for contact.
Yeah, shout out to Timothy. What's up, man? How's it going? I'm doing fine. How about you, bro? George as well said first Giants YouTuber I know was KB. This man been on it for about 10 years plus, I want to say, or around 10 years. Blue Wave,
No.
Sober Party, getting close to 10 years.
Oh man, when did I start? Like, I mean, I guess you could say getting close to 10 years. I mean, I think it's around like seven.
Didn't you start in 2014 or 2015?
Yeah, 2014. So
Yeah, we're 2 years
damn,
away from
my
2014.
God, dude. I mean, I started in 2014. I'll be fair and say I started in 2014. I didn't take it serious until like 2016,
Mm-hmm.
like 2016, 2017. But like the production got a lot better like 2017 onward. But yeah, man, that makes me feel old. A decade doing YouTube, what the hell?
Almost a decade, right?
Jesus, oh
And
man.
Jones isn't the only person that had injury concerns.
Yeah, there are a
Obviously,
couple guys I'm kind of concerned about, man.
I was gonna list a couple names, but go ahead, speak your mind. I know that Kayvon's been in the red jersey for a while now.
Mhm.
I think Andrew Thomas was in a red jersey on day 1. I'm
Yeah,
not sure if
because
he
he had
was day 2.
he had a foot surgery
Yeah,
or ankle
Kenny
surgery.
Galladay is still in the red jersey. But literally
Yeah.
our first 3 wide receivers are in red jerseys. Galladay, Tony, and Shepard. And I believe there's like one other person who I'm just completely forgetting. But go ahead. What was your main concern?
But my main concern right now is the wide receivers, but we seen Kenny. I seen a video that Bobby posted of Kenny Galladay running routes and also Wan'Dale Robinson, and Kenny Galladay looked fine when running routes. I'm thinking a lot of these things are precautionary. Another one that I'm concerned about because it's just a thing with rookies, man, especially Giants rookies. Kayvon Thibodeau, like I don't know what it is, but every Giants rookie that we have, I mean, it doesn't matter if it's the first round or later round. There's always one with that we are excited about that has an injury. It goes all the way back. This is as far back as I can remember. But OBJ, man, when he drafted him, we were all excited about him, and then he was hurt the first couple of weeks of the season, and I don't want that to be the case with Kayvon, man. I want him to hit the ground running. So I really hope that his health is not a big concern, just because I'm thinking right now they're just putting the red jersey on him for precautionary stuff. Kadarius Toney the same. Kenny Galladay the same, because I seen Kenny Galladay running around. It didn't look like he was hindered in any way. Maybe he's not ready for contact yet. Maybe he got some soreness or whatever it is. But there, I don't know. There's I don't really know what to think of it. Sometimes I'm not really concerned. Sometimes I am. Just depends on the day. Just because there's so much people in red jerseys, though. Like you
It's a good
mentioned,
amount.
our starting wide receivers are in red jerseys. Our star rookie is in a red jersey. I mean, besides
The other star
Evan Neal is
rookie is
actually
good.
looking. Yeah, the other star rookie is good. He's looking really good. Evan Neal's looking really freaking good, man. I know we shouldn't take much out of
Nah, go
offensive
ahead, bro.
lineman
Get into it. Tell the
practices,
chat why he's looking good, what you saw that led you to say he's
bro.
looking good,
I
all of that.
I I I I know it's you shouldn't take a lot from, like, offensive linemen in practices, right? Because 'Cause they're not padded and, they're not really there's not really much to look at in those practices, but the amount of I don't know, just looking at him as a player, just wearing the helmet, he's a huge human being, man, and extremely lean and extremely, I don't know, just fit for offensive lineman. And I seen this drill of him and Matt Parrott on that freaking resistance band or whatever, and him just freaking like dragging Matt Parrott. Like, I don't know, man. I'm excited. I'm so excited about Evan Neal. So freaking excited about Evan Neal. I really hope Kayvon and Evan play together, but I'm so excited for Evan. He's looking really good as well, really good. I mean, another rookie that's really looking really good too is Daniel Bellinger, your boy, Daniel
Oh
Bellinger.
yeah,
He's
bro.
taking all the
Y'all
first team
know,
reps, man.
y'all
All
know,
the first
since
team
we
reps.
drafted a man, draft night, I said he will be tight end 1, bro. The tight end 1 train has left the station for Daniel
Yeah,
Bellinger. I'm convinced he's the player I've heard the most about from OTAs and now even in minicamp, because like you said, he's been getting OD or a lot of first team reps, and
hmm
he's literally taking the ball and running with it. The man is one of the reasons I love the pick so much is because I feel like we haven't had just a nice all around traditional tight end in a long time.
in a
We've
while.
had, even before Evan Ingram, it's kind of been focused on more of a receiving tight end than anything.
Yeah, Will Ty,
Yeah, this
literal.
man was one of the best blockers in college football from the tight end's position, especially when it came to run blocking. That's what he was more known for. But don't sleep on him when it comes to pass blocking either. And he was still a really good receiver for a tight end in the sense that he had one of the best catch rates in the entire college football, over the entire college football space. So
Right.
I'm really liking that, and they're looking to lean into that. Like, bro, I've said it just like I've agreed with the theory with running backs. You know me, I've been seeing it with wide receivers, but for a minute now, I've always agreed with you could find a tight end in the mid rounds, and that's exactly I feel like
Oh
what we
yeah.
do. Knock on wood.
Oh yeah. And a lot of people are going to point to Daniel Bellinger and look at his film and look at his stats and saying he wasn't very productive as a pass catcher. But you got to remember when they used Daniel Bellinger, they really underutilized him. Like he could have been such a bigger part of their offense if they just like focused around him. Like he never had a problem with drops. He never had a problem with consistently catching the ball. I mean, and consistently making plays, they just never use him as much, and the Giants are just getting as much out of him as they see in him, potential wise. And I looking more and more into Daniel Bellinger. I like what they want to do with him. I think he can really be a pass catching tight end. Now, of course, his RAS score is great. His relative athletic score, I think that's what it is. Um, it's great. One thing I don't like about him is that his catch and run sort of like ability just seems a little slower. But he has breakaway. He runs a 4.63. If he gets an open field, he's freaking gone. But and here's the thing: I don't need a tight end to be a catch and run guy. You know what I mean?
Exactly, yeah.
You don't need that. And although that's not one of my favorite aspects of him, it's not something I look for in a tight end. Really, first of all, I want a guy that can block. I mean, just as a Giants fan, just having a tight end that can block is so hard to come by, and it's something we haven't seen in such a long time. It's something I want to see because if you can get a tight end that blocks, like look at George Kittle. I know a lot of people talk about George Kittle and his ability in the receiving game. He's one of the
And his
best route
speed.
running tight ends out there. I get that, but George Kittle is like one of the top tight end blockers out there, and it's for good reason. I mean, you look at what San Francisco runs; they run a running scheme, right? They run one of the craziest running schemes in the NFL, and one that's more focused on the running game. And a huge part of that is because of George Kittle, of what he's able to do in the running game, and he's a fantastic blocker. And if we can get Daniel Bellinger to be that sort of not George Kittle, like just exactly like George Kittle, but be a guy that doesn't only focus on catching the ball but blocking as well. It can go a long way for an offense, man. It really can.
And
And
listen,
even if
that's
we
his
don't keep the
strength right
quarterback.
now, right?
Mhm.
If anything, I feel like we're guaranteed to get a good blocker. It's just we're gonna see where he develops in the receiving game. Like you said, the catch and run ability isn't there. But I was about to point out what you put on with your very next statement, which was you're not necessarily looking for that with him, or even what I was saying earlier with a traditional tight end role. I'm just looking for him to catch the ball, keep the ball, not fumble, not drop it. And
Right,
that's not
right,
even a
right.
shot at Evan Ingram. It's just what I'm looking for in a tight end. It sounds like a shot at Evan Ingram because he hasn't been able to do that for like the entirety of his career here. But what I look for in a tight end, I'm like, all right, if I throw you the ball, bro, whether it's in short space, and I know in short space he's gonna keep that thing, whether it's in the end zone, medium, maybe long. I don't know if he's that good when it comes to deep throws, but short, medium, if I throw it to you, just catch it with your chest, stay
Mhm.
down there, keep it, and he's for sure going to do that. And like you said, in open space, he does have a bit of speed. Also, I'm looking at his strength. I'm trying to see how strong he is. Not he could do all the bench press he wants. This goes for every player. You could do all the bench pressing, all the lifting weights you want. I want to
Mhm.
see how strong he is on the field, how he's going to perform
Right.
against trying to break through some tackles and stuff like that. But I really think, man, listen, he was a underrated player from the tight end position in the draft. A lot of people didn't look at him. He was one of the I maintain this. He was one of the best blocking tight ends in the draft. He was top 5 blocking tight end in the draft. Overall, I'd say definitely top 10, and I feel like we got somebody really good with good potential that could develop. And when we drafted him, remember, a lot of people, including myself, was like, we literally just got our Dawson Knox. That's what we just got. The Giants just got their Dawson Knox
Yeah.
because that's the role he's going to play.
And if you could put something else, and that's actually a really good comparison because Dawson Knox was a guy coming out of college that wasn't even like I think he had zero touchdowns in college. I could be wrong about that.
Hmm.
Dawson Knox, and he was not like a receiving guy; he was a blocking guy. But and then look at Dawson Knox now. Another guy that's obviously of higher stature that we are very familiar with the Jason Witten, right? A lot of people don't really like
Jason Witten, bro.
their ideal tight end is not Jason Witten because everybody wants to see the faster Tony Gonzalez type guy that's
But what
more
did
of a
Jason
receiving
Wynn
guy.
always do, bro? He
He
somehow
was
always got open, bro. It made
he
no
was a
sense.
guy that always got and honestly, I see a lot of Jason Witten in Daniel Bellinger's game. Now, Jason Witten was far slower. Don't get me wrong. Jason Witten was far slower, and that's what
Bro,
excites me
that didn't
more about
even matter, bro.
Bellinger.
He always got open and he somehow always
Exactly.
got yards.
But that's what excites me more about Daniel Bellinger. He's faster. He's faster and also like if you notice his game, when he's like running with the quarterback, trying to find an easy like soft spot in the zone when he's running with the quarterback, and they hit him for an easy game there. He has that ability. He has that ability to find a soft spot in the zone. That's all you really need the guy for. He's a guy that constantly gets open. And then obviously, like I said, Jason Wynn was huge in the running game as well. Look, and Bellinger is good at the running game as well. Like I see a lot of Jason Witten in Daniel Bellinger's game, and I know when I mention Jason Witten, a lot of people are not going to like that as much because he wasn't like the best receiving tight end in the world, even though he still found a way to got a lot of yards. But you don't really think about him as a receiving tight end. But I mean that's the best comparison I can give, and Dawson Knox is a good one as well.
Yeah, it's not even like I brought up Dawson Knox just because that's obviously the tight end Brian Dable just worked directly with. But what you said, coming out and into the NFL, they were similar. I don't know if I'd use the term very similar, but they were similar, and I think that definitely had a little bit to do with Dayball probably saying this is a guy that we want to target. Also, another player, Wan'Dale Robinson, we got to talk about. Somebody that we were both kind of iffy on. He's been getting tons of praise throughout OTAs and now minicamp
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
Before we get there, though, let me give people a shout out. I see Big Play Slay. What's up, man? Tommy, Hazelnut, Super Taj. How you doing? Somehow, someway, Super Taj Roll got blocked by Daniel Jones on Twitter. I need to know that story. That was hilarious. I don't know how.
What?
He posted a picture late last night, bro, of Daniel Jones blocking him. I'm like, how does that even happen, bro? I didn't know that man even
Yo,
blocked people.
DJ, why you
What
gonna do
did
the
you
man like that,
What
man?
did you say, Super Taj?
I need to see if
Anyway,
I'm
then
blocked by DJ.
I see the super Taj come the super chat coming in as well. I'm gonna get that in a second from the homie Tudo, but let me read these comments. Your Rod says, I think for Jones to be successful, we need Tyrod to start, and he's going to get some freak injury that Jones takes over as an all-pro. He says that as a joke, but first of all, God bless Tyrod Taylor, all right? That man's been through so many injuries. I don't want to wish him anything bad, but in the past 3 years, when Tyrod Taylor somehow starts and then gets freakily injured, the rookie quarterback or, the young quarterback that comes in and starts goes on to have an amazing year. I'm just saying, I see the vision. I see what your Roger's saying, bro.
So you want
I don't want,
Tyrod to
listen,
start just so he can
I'm not
stir up
saying
the
nothing, bro. I'm
stir
not
up the
saying
magic.
nothing. Timothy says, if Jones and Taylor get hurt during practice or the preseason, will step up? Will Webb step up? If both of our starting guys, or not both, number one and number two, then Webb has to step up in
Yeah, I
that weird
mean,
situation. He has to. Um,
yeah, I definitely have more faith in him than Mike Glennon though. So
yeah.
there's that.
Shout out to Bookend Tackles in here as well. He says Neil is a wall. Blue Wave has a comment on Wan'Dale, which I'm gonna save because we're about to get into Wan'Dale a little bit. Let me just make sure there's nothing else here. I gave shout out to Big Play Slay. Shout out to Tudo Azuri, the man, bro, the myth, the legend. What's up, bro? He gives a $5 super chat saying, salute Cushion KB. Drop by your office to pay our proper respects. And for all Giants fans around the world, slap all stinky bird losers out the door. Forget about it. Was Big Play Slay slapped out the door, or like is he still in here, man? But let's
Yeah,
talk
get this
about
guy out of
Wan'Dale.
here.
And also NYBSMM5. I know that dude from Instagram. He's a real one. So the comment that Blue Wave made was that he hopes Wan'Dale proves all the doubters wrong. I hope he proves all the doubters, including
Yeah,
myself, who was a doubter on
me
draft night.
too.
I've come around a big time. I've come around on him.
Yeah.
But let's see where he goes. Go ahead, man. Somebody else that's been getting a lot of positive attention these past couple of weeks.
Well, I want to get into Wandale a little bit, and then we'll get into the other guys, because we're talking about him now. Because I'm working on a video on him, going into like a deep, in depth. I did the same thing with Micah McFadden, and now I'm gonna do the same thing with
This man's
Wandale
channel been
Robinson.
popping, bro. Y'all need to check it out.
Yeah,
I,
appreciate it.
I'm also just coming back, so check out the Aziz video I put out a couple days ago.
Oh yeah, that freaking thumbnail that I saw, what you went through to make that freaking thumbnail, man.
Bro, that wasn't even it was an
It
animation
was
for
a
the
graphic,
video.
but yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I just clipped it for the thumbnail. Bro,
That
what
thing,
was that,
yeah,
like
actually
2
did good
hours
work for it.
long, that stream?
Yeah, but that was sick, man. That was sick.
Yeah, but
But
now y'all see, I was
uh,
like, because not just you, a lot of people always ask like how I do it. So I'm like, all right, I got a little bit of time. Let me stream it. But
mm.
also now y'all see how long that takes and why I only do it like a couple times a year.
Yeah. You got a member, by the way. You can
Oh,
hit that real
shout
quick.
out to it didn't. Oh, it did pop up here.
It pop up. It
That
popped
is
up,
the
yeah.
homie, bro. NYBSMM5. Thank you so much for becoming a member. I appreciate it. I'm gonna have to update that on the card I pop up during my videos. Go ahead, B.
Yeah, so Wandale Robinson, as I'm watching this so much, like really going in depth on his film, like not just skimming through it, like when we drafted him, I'm just skimming through it to see, how good he is, I'm like really going through it. I like Wandale a lot, but he just has so much limitations. But if here's what I think. if Joe Shane and Brian Dable really drafted him that high, they have a plan for this kid, and so I do not doubt what they're gonna do. Like even if Dave Gettleman were to draft him this high, and I looked at his film and see like that he has potential, but he has a lot of limitations to him. I would think that they're gonna be using him for something certain, like something specific. Because when I look at Wan'Dale Robinson, man, he's a tough player, but getting past press man is so hard for him to do. Like he gets like freaking thrown around like a rag doll, man, constantly. But when he's in open space, his releases are excellent. His breakaway speed, excellent. His ability to track the ball is excellent. His route running, even though he's newer to the position, his route running, excellent in my opinion. I don't maybe he can get a little sharper, but as a smaller wide receiver, I just want you to get out of your breaks quickly. I don't really care how technical you are. Just get out of your breaks quickly. And he does just that. There's so much things he does so well. My only concern, I think that his ceiling is like a good, like a really good slot corner. I don't see him lining up on the outside at all. I think he's gonna be a really good slot corner, lining up off the line of scrimmage. But man, I could see so much for this kid, and I'm just looking at him run routes in practice. I mean, I think he got a little bit better in running his route. I think he's a lot more sharper in his cuts because he wasn't as sharp in college. And I see him running like a mean freaking slant with Kenny Galladay earlier today. But yeah, I have a lot of high hopes for Wan'Dale Robinson. I'm with you. I hope he proves me wrong, man, because there's a lot of things that concern me about his game that I'm like, oh, I don't really like too much. It doesn't make him a bad player. It just limits him as a player. You know, you look at a guy like Kadarius Toney, even right. You can even look at Kadarius Toney. He's a guy that's new to the wide receiver position, but a guy that you could probably almost put anywhere because I mean he's just that versatile. You could put him in the slot. You can even put him on the outside if you wanted to. Like he's getting to that range. Another guy is like
Wandale
Sony
is a
Shepard.
tough player though, man.
Yeah.
Durability,
Oh
he
yeah.
has
Oh
that, which
yeah.
is
He's
surprising.
gonna make those tough catches in traffic. He's gonna make those tough catches in
He took
traffic.
a lot of hit at Kentucky, man.
Mhm.
You go through and you look at what he was doing. I've seen so many hits he took, and he just pops back up, and I'm genuinely surprised. I'm like, didn't even stay on the ground for a minute to catch a breath or anything.
Yeah.
No, he's back up immediately. Given the frame, the size, I'm like, obviously there's certain concerns when it comes to injuries, but not with him. Knock on wood for that, because we said the same thing with Barkley. He was never injured until he came to the Giants. So
Yeah.
hopefully, you know, we overhauled the scouting staff, which thank God we need to do. But I really hope we overhaul the medical staff sometime soon, man. We gotta. I feel like they need some new people in there. I know that we're finally
Yeah.
gonna get natural grass instead of turf sometime soon as well. Just
Thank
do everything
God.
you can in terms of preventing injuries, man.
That's gonna help a lot. That's gonna help a lot. Um, another position that
Oh,
I'm that
before you move on, I thought
uh-huh.
you were about to continue with one. Let me get a couple more
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
comments real quick. Shout out to Tommy. He says Houston misses Terod. He only won. He only lost one before he got hurt. Yeah, he was doing real well when he started for Houston,
He
and
did. Didn't he like dominate Jacksonville week 1? Didn't
yeah,
they
he
like put
did.
like 50 on him?
It was like 40
I
something
was
to
like
50. Yeah,
I was like, "Damn." I was like, "Damn, Tyron."
exactly.
Oh,
Sober Party,
man.
what's up, man? He says I need the content. I'm glad that you're back and that see that KB is dropping vids. I appreciate it, man. Hazelnut says, either of you guys know Nicky Snacks? Yes, we do. He's a crazy Giants fan. Should try and get him on the show. It'd be hilarious. Definitely. I'll hit him
Yeah.
up and see what's up.
He's
We
been
know
he's been
Snacks.
on there with Justin before. He's been on
Yeah.
here with
It was
Justin.
that was
Yeah.
last year. It was really a year ago. That was last year, huh? Oh
Mhm.
man. Bookend says Bellinger doesn't drop anything. NYB says, guys, we were in a bad team last year. We were held back. The Giants are gonna shine this year. Watch. Definitely gonna talk about that a little later on in the show. Maybe expectations. I feel like we're always gonna address that until the season actually comes. And then yeah, go ahead. Then no, Yuvraj says, do you want the Giants to get a new stadium? Yeah, that's not even a question. But those of you that don't know, when the Giants were planning MetLife, one of the possible spots for it was right here in Queens, where I live, Queens, New York. So the Mets have a stadium in Queens, City Field. And I've said this before, and I've gone, hey, of course, Yankee Stadium. It's like MSG. It's one of the most famous stadiums in the world. It's
Mhm.
iconic. It's glorious. But there is a
It's in one
better
of the worst
stadium.
spots.
But there is a better stadium in New York. It's City Field. City Field is a better stadium. I don't care what anybody says. I've been to both. It
Oh,
has better
damn.
facilities. It has better seating. It's just also way more updated. My point is, right next to City Field was one of the possible spots that MetLife Stadium was supposed to be built at. Another one was down by the East River. They were actually going to build it in Manhattan, which I never thought was going to work out because it's just way too congested, and that didn't get passed
Mhm.
through. But it didn't pass through for the Queens one either. But the Queens one would have made so much sense because there's still a ton of space next to Citi Field. The U.S. Open is actually held in a stadium right next to Citi Field, and there's still like a huge plot of land that has been used that was initially supposed to be for the Giants. And I'm like, bring it there. One, it's actually in New York. But two, it would be on the old spot of where Shea Stadium was. And I do believe the Giants used to play at Shea Stadium back in the 70s or something. So like, there's a couple reasons. And obviously, of course, biasness. It's like 20 minutes away from me. And I don't gotta travel far anymore. But yeah, I definitely want a new stadium for the Giants. Go ahead though, man.
One thing I will say is I'm happy it's not in Queens because we would get so much Mets sponsorships with Mets and Giants stuff. I don't want it. I don't want
I
it.
don't
I
know.
don't
I don't
want to
know
see it.
about that, man. Cause you don't be
I don't
seeing
want to see it.
I don't know. You don't be seeing like the Knicks and the Mets because the Mets are closer to the Knicks than the Yankees are. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You don't be
Yeah.
seeing that. I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know, but yeah. In the Bronx Community College stand
Yeah.
up.
Shout out to Bronx Community College, bro.
Yeah, but Corona Park. Hey, what do we call it? So another position that has been playing well that I'm really shocked about. I don't know if that's the media being nice to them or what, but the defensive backs, the defensive back,
Oh, okay.
they're
We address
crazy.
a real elephant in the room real quick. So a couple days ago,
Yeah,
PFF released a list of top cornerbacks. They ranked James Bradbury, our former number 122. They ranked Adoree Jackson surprisingly high. I don't know if you noticed, KB. He
yeah,
was
I heard
ranked
about that. Where they
he
rank them?
was ranked number 12 in the NFL, right outside their elite top 10 is where
Well,
they ranked
I
him.
I think it's because he had a really good season last season, but he was facing
But
number two
I
corners. Number
agree.
two
The
wide
man had a
receivers.
great. We all agree
But
he had a better
damn,
season than Bradbury last year, but it
yeah.
was against the second guy.
Is this like projected for 2022 or is this like
Nah, this is based off of like past 3 4 year stats from what I read.
hmm, that's interesting. PFF, man, I want to take a lot of stock in PFF, but they have some outlandish freaking takes, man. Oh man. But I mean, we'll see what Adoree Jackson. I'm worried about that, but I was really worried about Aaron Robinson and Cordell Flott and Darnay Holmes and like that. Like
Hashtag fear the flot. I've been trying
fear
to
the
get that
Flotts.
trending.
Oh man, but I seen in the minicamp day one that both of those guys had pass breakups, and I heard that although there were no turnovers in day one, there was a lot of pass breakups and a lot of near interceptions, near pick sixes.
Oh yeah,
And Aaron
Wink.
Robinson and Cordell
They've
Flott
said
got a lot
Wink
of that.
flat out won day one
Yeah.
if you do an offense to defense. But couple things to keep in mind, KB.
Mhm.
Our top three receivers are injured. Our starting receivers right now
Yeah, David
is not
Sills.
even Darius Slayton. Yeah, it's like David Sills, Wan'Dale Robinson, and forgive me, I'm forgetting the last guy's name because Darius
Rich.
Slayton hasn't been.
They
Keep your eye
they
on
use
that.
Richie James on first
Yeah,
teams too.
keep your eye on Darius Slayton though. For some reason, they haven't been having him doing first team, even though in a situation like this, he should be doing
You noticed that? I
first
haven't
team.
even seen him at all. Like I haven't even
The
seen
the
him talked about at
speculation is
all.
that he's gonna be cut because it's post June 1st. But I'm like, there's no reason to cut him now. We've kind of gotten to Joe Shane's goal
Yeah.
of the 40 million. We'll see what happens with that because it is very very weird. But keep in mind that, and then obviously, the defensive edge rushers have been doing incredibly well, and the blitzes as well because offensive line dudes are injured like we mentioned earlier. So
Yeah.
go ahead though. That could be the reason why they're getting so much praise because not everybody
That
is
ma
there on the
that that makes a
offensive
lot of
side.
sense, actually. That I didn't even freaking put that into perspective, but that makes a lot of sense. You got Richie James out there that he's supposedly he's actually impressing coaches. Richie James is. He hasn't played in like 2 years. And I heard that Travis Toivonen, I
I
don't
don't
even
even
know how to
know.
say his name, but Travis Toivonen is out there, and a lot of people are fans of him. David Sills is out there. Mondale out there as well, but to be honest with you, I'm really concerned about that secondary. Besides Xavier McKinney, like I'm a little bit concerned about Julian Love too. Although I think he can do it, it's going to take some getting used to because he hasn't been out there consistently, on every down basis. So I'm very concerned about them. But it seems like they're holding their own. We'll see what
As they
happens when the
should,
other
as they
wide
should
receivers,
against our
as they
second level
should,
receivers.
dude.
They
If
should be
I
dominating
see
against our
if
second
I
level
see that
receivers.
David Sills is lighting up Aaron Robinson, I have no faith in this
Listen,
season.
I don't care how good Wandale is, bro. If I see that man burn Adoree Jackson, I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah, Adoree's supposed to be the faster
He's
cornerback,
he's
man.
supposed to be a
Yeah.
fast, corner that keeps up with the burners.
He keeps up with Tyreek Hill, man. He held Tyreek Hill in check when he faced him.
Exactly.
So
So
yeah,
no, definitely keep that in mind, and then that leads right into the next thing I was gonna ask. Yeah, the defense had a phenomenal day one, which it's like I'm not taking away from that achievement from the fact that they dominated,
right.
but like the whole offensive line group wasn't there. Like Andrew Thomas wasn't participating because he had the foot surgery, so he's recovering from that. I think there was another guy on the line because it wasn't just Thomas. It was like 2 or 3 guys that were out for some reason. I want to say that it was Shane Lemieux that wasn't participating. Don't quote me on
No,
that.
I think Lemieux was in. I think Lemieux was
So who
in
was the
because
other dude?
they've been raving about Lemieux lately.
Oh no, it was not that. Is that they started somebody over one of the starters for some reason. I
Yeah, they
gotta.
started Corey Cunningham at left tackle, I think.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, like that could really mess
Ugh.
up the line, bro. Corey
Dude, if I
Cunningham
see
at left
number
tackle.
79 is eligible, whatever, I'm gonna cry, bro.
Yo, what up, Ash? Guys, first of
Hey,
all,
Yo, yo,
shout
yo.
out to Ash Money. Go ahead, subscribe to this man's channel. Definitely on Twitter. He be popping over there.
bro, my
What's
son
going
be
on,
getting
y'all?
viral. My son be getting viral tweets out there, bro. How you
That's
hitting that
fact.
algorithm, bro?
Listen, I'm not a professional Twitter, so you can't a Twitterer or tweeter.
Twitter or tweeter.
Tweeter. We gonna get into the topic that I really did call you on here for, Ash, in a second, but we're in the middle of talking about how they been performing at minicamp. So KB, finish up what you're gonna say, then we're gonna get Ash's thoughts on it.
To wrap it up, man. I'm happy that a lot of the position groups are getting a lot of praise. Wide receivers getting a lot of praise, even though they're short staffed. The defensive backs getting a lot of praise as well. Again, that may be because the wide receivers are short staffed, but I'm happy, and I'm hearing that Daniel Jones is not turning over the ball, which is awesome. So
Yeah.
as he shouldn't. So to wrap it up, I'm satisfied so far. The fact that there isn't a lot of news is probably good because maybe things are going just straight to plan. So, because the first,
And
like, I
listen,
was
bro.
really surprised at how small that article was of day one.
Yeah,
So,
and listen, I already know I'm be hitting up Carl Banks on Twitter for them training camp tickets, bro. Be like, I was in that space, Carl
I was
Banks.
not, but I will say I was.
Carl, listen here, Carl B. Slide the tickets, bro. Go ahead, Ash.
Slotted
Yeah.
ticket.
Do you want me to give a quick rundown, or do you have like an idea of what happened over the past 2 days of training camp?
I'm not gonna lie, I haven't really been tapped in like
Completely
that.
fine. Let me give you the quick rundown real quick, right? So defense dominated. Like without question, defense dominated. They're saying Wings defense worked to a T. Like if they were in contact situation, there would have been a lot of sacks from blitzes and a lot of pressure, a lot of tip passes as well from the secondary. But 2 things to keep in mind that definitely is contributing to why the defense is doing so good. On the defensive backsides, our first 3 wide receivers are injured. Kenny Galladay's not participating. Kadarius Toney's not participating, and Sterling Shepard's not participating. And then with the offensive line, when it comes to the blitzes and fighting the edge rushers, Andrew Thomas wasn't participating because of his recovery from surgery. So I guess go ahead, give your thoughts off that.
Yeah, I did hear about the bunch of red shirts, and you know, I'm not really worried about that. Like I think it's actually, um, I kind of like what Dable was doing with the red shirts. Like
Mm-hmm.
you don't want to risk anything, especially in minicamp. Um, I think other than like KT, Andrew Thomas, Martinez, Shep, and everything, like I think those guys are really recovering from their surgeries and
Mm-hmm.
past injuries, and I think guys like Kenny Galladay, Kayvon, um, who else was it? I think Aaron Robinson. I think those guys they're just precautionary. Excuse me.
Mhm.
But as
And I'm glad
far
they're doing that. I don't know if you can see the chat, but NYB just said it. He says, Joe Judge didn't use what we had. Our corners are live. And then somebody else said earlier, I mean, this has kind of been just known information at that point that maybe Judge did not handle injuries as he should have.
Yeah, the thing I am worried about though is the secondary.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I want to see how they do against other offenses, and I know we
Right.
probably won't get to see that when
We're,
we do
we're
like
gonna have a joint practice with the Jets soon. I
yeah
don't know
with the
when, but
Jets.
yeah, we're gonna have that joint practice
And
soon.
I mean, even that, like the Jets, they look like they have a good core on paper, but there's a couple of like young guys, um, and I think like we're really thin at the secondary position. We got a lot of guys, but we got a lot of young guys too, and I'm just hoping that they'll be able to like hold up. Um, but other than that, I think our defense will be more aggressive. I think both sides of the ball will be more aggressive.
They better be more
Just
aggressive.
in general, like I think they
Oh
both
yeah.
will be more aggressive.
Just the
Um,
fact that Judge isn't there means they're gonna be more aggressive.
yeah, like, but yeah, we're gonna have a lot of blitzes. But the thing I'm worried about the secondary is like if you saw that was the downfall of Wink's defense last
Yeah,
year. He had a
yeah.
lot of hurt guys, and I don't want that to be the same. But
It's really a catch-22 because that's completely true. But at the same time, he didn't have a Kayvon. He didn't have an Aziz that had 8 sacks in his rookie year. He didn't have Leo, which once again, this is some that Ravens fans are pointing out to me. They're like, we have a better interior than they do currently. Calais Campbell at his peak was a monster, but he's not at his peak. He's like at the end of his career with the Ravens right now. So they're like that D-line alone, I would guess helps out, but we'll have to see. It's really a catch-22. Nobody's gonna know until week 1 comes
Right,
around, and
right.
we'll see. You still there, Ash?
He's muted.
He's muted? Oh, damn. He probably going through some people right now. While Ash, go ahead and unmute, I want to share this video real quick from SNY Giants, and it's gone around a little bit. This is from Jihad Ward, a veteran defensive end that we signed this offseason. I believe he was with the Ravens and maybe a couple other people. And he had this to say about Kayvon Thibodeau. I kind of like what he said, man. I'm not going to lie to you. So let me share this, and then I'm going to press play, get y'all live reaction and your thoughts on it. KB, you could go first, and then hopefully Ash will be back and he could go.
I'm back before you play that. I'm back. Every
Bet.
time I get into a certain area, it like my thing completely shuts down. So
Heard you. You heard what I said just now, right, though?
yeah, I heard you.
Bet. So here's the vid.
Oh, I'm on his ass. We can barely hear it. There we go.
No, he ready. You know what I mean? I'm on his ass. You know what I'm saying? I'm on him. So make sure he studied the playbook and stuff like that, because I don't want him to play slow. I don't want none of my guys to play slow. That goes all positions. So, but he'll be ready. He'll definitely be ready.
That's what we need.
I can't wait.
This is hilarious. Pause it. This is hilarious because I was watching Talking Giants podcast, and I'm definitely gonna freaking tag Justin in this. I was watching the Talking Giants podcast a couple of days ago, and they were doing their 53-man roster. And Bobby didn't have Jihad Ward making the roster, but Justin did have Jihad Ward making the roster. And Bobby's like, why? He's like, oh, we just need some veteran presence out there, some leaders out there. He's like, you want Jihad Ward? Bobby's like, you want Jihad Ward to be a
This man is clearly
leader?
the veteran leader, bro.
And
This
Justin,
clip,
and Justin
he's
like,
clearly the veteran
it.
leader.
Justin thought about it. I'm like, no, double down on that now. Double down on that. Justin, you were right. This man is taking it. He's
That's all.
like
Listen, that's something a veteran, like leader, edge rusher, coach type player is saying, bro.
He was talking like a D-line coach, bro. He was
exactly
talking like a coordinator.
He's like, bro. He said, I don't want none of my guys. Yeah,
my guys that play slow.
Come on,
I'm
man.
on his ass.
Ash,
yeah.
Bro, Ash, Jihad Ward, bro. I know you're gonna agree with me, bro. He got that dog in him.
He got that mentality.
He got that dog in him.
Factor in him. He got that. That's what we need. Cause like past couple of years, can y'all hear me fine? Like
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure. But that's what we need. Like, and again, I don't want to get back into the Kadarius Toney thing. Like, we all know how that happened and everything. But like we don't want to be left. And again, we're like the media, so we don't really know the full scoop. But we don't want to be left wondering like these guys are just like taking off days while they're on their or like while they're recovering or like rehabbing. We want to make sure these guys are prepared and it's just a whole, I don't want to say like aroma, but like, cause like you can't physically smell it, like the whole vibe, like, yeah, like it's just there, like, we're for real, like, and that was really like refreshing to hear. And again, like Jihad Ward, of course, he's not like no like Richard Sherman or like like veteran that's like been a dog before, but just to know, like, that's the mentality that, we got in that room.
That's the attitude we need.
Yeah, that's especially for a young team. Like, We
Bro,
say it
like
all
I'm
the
not
time.
trying to have no disrespect to the guy, but I'm not trying to have no DeAndre Baker mentality in here. This man's gonna make sure everybody's doing their homework.
Right.
Yeah, and I was just about to bring that up too about like the whole DeAndre Baker thing. Like you don't need a repeat of that. Um, and even like at times, like I think DeAndre, I think he was like our wasn't he like our best corner at the time, like on paper or something like
On
that.
paper, yeah, because after we got rid of Janoris, right? I think
Yeah,
so.
but like Kayvon, like, and no disrespect to Aziz, but like if Kayvon's at his ceiling, like Kayvon is gonna be like our best edge rusher, and you don't want like his mentality to be messed up, you know,
Right.
so soon into his
Hmm.
career, like So
And I'm sure
I
Kayvon
think,
like that Jihad said that. I'm gonna be
yeah,
honest with you.
Oh yeah, for sure. He wants somebody that I'm sure any player that gets into the NFL wants veteran leadership, not from like a coach. They want a mentor that's a player too. Like that's how I would want it if I was a player. I want somebody to bring me up. That's not a coach because coaches and the way coaches mentor and the way players mentor are totally different things, man. Um, and even Daniel Jones said it right when Alex Tanny was there. He even said that there's so much more to gain when you have like a player mentoring you. Like he learns more from players. That's what Daniel Jones said about Alex Tanny. And it was no shot against the coach. It's just a different way of doing it. So I'm sure Kayvon likes it.
Now I got a question for both of y'all, bro. Do you think a lot of people are sleeping on my guy Aziz? Ash, you go first.
I don't
I
think so.
I don't think so personally. I think
Okay.
it's. I mean, we got a top five edge rusher like in the draft, like a top five pick. So
Right.
like,
Top
and
two edge
Aziz,
rusher.
yeah, or a top one in my opinion. Like
Yeah.
Kayvon has always been like my best number one edge rusher, but um, I think Aziz. I think definitely after his rookie season, like a lot of NFL minds have been sleeping on him. Like he had like 8 sacks, right?
He
Yeah, he
has the
had eight
Giants
sacks.
rookie record, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how that fared up against other like rookies.
I believe the only person he was behind was Michael Parsons, but in all fairness, we could all agree Michael Parsons he's that guy. He's different.
Yeah,
And Jalen Phillips too. By
Yeah.
half a sack.
By
But yeah.
half a sack, yeah.
yeah. So like, I don't know. I just think he's probably getting overshadowed by Kayvon. But I mean, the people I talk to, like, we all know Aziz is going to eat. Like, I think he's going to benefit from Kayvon. I
Oh,
think this year,
100%.
Oh
I
yeah.
think he might. This might be a hot take, but I think he could, like to some people, I think he could outperform Kayvon this year.
I don't
Just
even
this year.
I don't even necessarily think it's a hot take because it's gonna depend on how defenses look at him and Kayvon, right? Defenses with good reason could say Kayvon is the guy we gotta worry about, and if they're not paying enough attention to Aziz, he gonna feast. You know what I mean?
Like
And
I always said this, like even like pre-draft when Kayvon wasn't even a Giant. I said Kayvon like it's gonna be like that Chase Young Montez Sweat thing, right? Like I think I think Kayvon, you're gonna have more pressure. You're gonna have more, he's probably gonna have a better performance than Aziz. But I think Aziz could get more of the cleanup sacks and
And
all
QB
that.
hits and stuff.
Yeah, like even though Montez was like a mid guy, like when Chase Young was first there, those two were, they were eating as a duo
Mm-hmm.
on the defensive side. I think Chase Young only had 7. I forgot how much Montez had that year, but Montez was like kind of like the cleanup guy, right? So I said that's like a kind of a similar thing with Aziz and Kayvon. Kayvon might get the double teams. Kayvon might get the more attention, and Aziz will come free. And we kind of saw that a little bit last year with Aziz and what's the guy that we have from Miami?
From
Um,
Miami? You mean Quincy Roche from the Steelers?
Quincy Roche.
Quincy. Yeah, but I was talking about like he came. His
Oh,
college was
University of
Miami.
Miami, yeah.
Yeah. We kind of saw that a little bit, like in that Raiders game and that Panthers game. We saw Aziz as kind of like that cleanup guy with the rest of the defensive line last year. So I think we're going to see like that a little bit improve this year. And I think the defensive line is going to be much better, in
Oh
my
yeah.
opinion. I think it's going to be way better.
Yeah. So my first video in a while, in case you guys haven't checked it out, was on Aziz. And one of the reasons I say that he is gonna break out this year was Kayvon Thibodeau, obviously. The second one was just like natural progression. I feel like if you start off with 8 sacks in your career and he was a very highly touted prospect, remember, he slid into the second round. He was supposed to be a first round pick. Edge rushers translate well. That's just my belief. Like I feel like he is going to he is going to progress well. It's historically, like in the past 5 years, edge rushers that are drafted high with high expectations, they deliver. And then the third reason was what Ash just alluded to. That's the defensive line being better, and mostly because of Andre Patterson, the defensive line coach we got from the Vikings. This man is probably, I'm not even exaggerating when I'm saying this, best or top 5 defensive line coach in the NFL with what he had with the Vikings. Consistently 50-plus sack seasons for the Vikings, and was that guy that had the hand in molding Danielle Hunter into one of the better edge rushers in the NFL. So I can't wait to see what he does with our defensive line group. That's Leo, that's Dex, that's Kayvon, that's Aziz.
Another, yeah, like you said, Dex and Leo are big factors when it comes to the success for the two edge rushers, because not only do you have two legitimate, this is nothing against Quincy Roche, don't get me wrong, because there were some games where I thought Quincy Roche was better than Aziz in some
Yeah,
games when I'm looking at it.
especially down the
But
stretch.
yeah, down the stretch, Quincy Roche was, giving all he got. But when you put Kayvon there and Aziz there and putting Dex and Leo in the middle who have legitimate pass rush ability, and
Yo, let's not
that they're
forget how
gonna
many
they're
times
gonna
these
up
men
double
were being
teams,
double
man.
teamed and held.
Yeah.
Especially
So you're
Dexter
gonna get a
Lawrence was being
lot of
held so much last year.
You're gonna get a lot of one-on-one with Aziz and a lot of one-on-one with Kayvon, because you're gonna see a lot of double teams with Dex and Leo. And by the way, our greatest fear has come about. Dexter Lawrence is gonna be a nose tackle. That's what we're looking at. That's what
I thought they were
that's
gonna
what it's
use. I thought they were gonna use the dude they signed at nose tackle.
They as far as what I'm looking at right now, what I was looking at earlier,
Where you
they
getting this
plan to
from?
use they plan to use Dexter Lawrence more as a nose tackle. I think it was from Dexter Lawrence's actual press conference. He's taking a lot of nose tackle reps.
I hope
And
that's more
I
of a
knew
thing
it.
where it's like they're just cross training. Because I really wish they keep him at that 3-4
I
defensive end.
knew it because if you look at Wink Martindale's defenses in the past, he's always had a good nose tackle. He's always had, and just although Dexter Lawrence wasn't really playing nose tackle at all at the NFL level, you look at his most natural position, what he was in Clemson, he was a nose tackle. So he's probably gonna be like, oh yeah, we have one already, so you're throwing him in there.
I think
So,
Christian Wilkins was their nose tackle, bro. I think he was still a
nah.
a little bit.
Nah, Dexter was more there. No, especially like as far as the projection was at the NFL level, it was definitely nose tackle more than Christian Wilkins was. But yeah, they were a good duo there in Clemson. But
Go
And
ahead,
the
Ash.
thing is like people gravitate towards obviously the big names. Like Dex is gonna be much better, Leonard's gonna be much better, Aziz, Kayvon, etc. But like get back to guys like Quincy Roche, like these dudes are gonna be a lot of cleanup guys that are gonna be coming off.
Bro, once he rotates in, bro, oh nah.
Like that makes our
Quincy Roche
depth.
is good, man.
That makes our depth much better. Like these guys get exposed because they're getting the starter reps. Quincy Roche, Tate Crowder. Now their roles are much more. They improve better as players and improve better like as us to fans, because they're gonna be getting those second, like they're gonna be coming off. They're gonna get rotated in second team, third team, like
100%. Like, bro, that's my argument when I'm like, Matt Pert is not a good starter, but you best believe that man's gonna be one of the best backup tackles in the NFL, bro.
Yeah, best swing tackle out there, man.
Tate Crowder gets exposed because he's not a starter. But if you put Tate Crowder on the Rams, he will be a good depth piece for the Rams. He would look at all of our players that go to like these playoff teams. They go to these playoff teams not as starters, but as depth pieces.
With the exception of BJ Hill.
Yeah, BJ Hill.
I think BJ Hill started out as a depth piece, but then he just freaking balled out.
Yeah, he just balled out.
Now he's a starter. Man, I freaking miss BJ Hill. Oh man, missed that guy. But yeah, I completely agree. And like I said, well, Roche had a really honestly, Roche had, in his time playing had a really good season last year in his rookie
Bro, I'm
year.
hoping that we could
And
develop a 2007 2011 type group where it's like we just have guys rotating in and they can still get to the quarterback. I
yeah,
really want that to happen. Ash, did you have anything else to finish up before I get to some of these comments and we shift to the topic?
Oh no, go ahead, bro.
So let me get these comments real quick. Shout out to NYB. He says Leo was being held back with the conservative defense. That's another point. Because we're going to be more aggressive, it just helps out anybody going for the quarterback. That's just, 1 + 1 = 2 right there. Bookend Tackle says Aziz with 20 as a rookie played well. He has a lot of room to grow. That was something I pointed out in my video as well. He's entering his age 21 season. We're talking physically and mentally. He has so much room to grow and mature. That's another reason why I'm so excited, and that's why we saw the man looking like Blanos with the size that he had next to Andrew Thomas, man. Shout out to Nerd Cage Live. He says Kush and his personality. If you don't know what he's talking about, check my Twitter, and then you'll see.
he really pushing P, man. Yeah, that man's really pushing P.
Would you say there, Ash?
Blanos is crazy.
But is it not the truth?
It is. It is.
All right, just give that man, a grill for a chin, bro. Tommy says Robinson will create separation like always, like he did the college level. 500 yard plus games, and 2 of those was 165 plus against Georgia, LSU, and he had a touchdown each game in the bowl. I am hoping, bro. I'm hoping he completely develops. Bro. And guess what? The fact that he's getting time right now because our 3 starters are injured is only going to help him more. Go ahead, Ash.
Bro, Wandale, he's going to develop. I have the utmost faith that he's going to develop.
Me too.
The only reason Wandale wasn't a first-round receiver was because of his height. If Wandale was 5'10", 6 or 6 foot, he would be a first-round receiver. You don't put up, and first of all, he put up that production second in the SEC.
I thought it was first in the SEC. Was it not first in the SEC?
I think some of the categories were he was behind dude from Alabama, not Jameson Williams, but other dude.
Also, did you reach home? Because that would be perfect for what we about to switch to.
Yeah, I reached.
I bet that's what's up. Perfect timing, bro.
Yeah, but what was the other what was the other Alabama receiver? I always forget names.
Don't worry, I am too. My name's blanking right now. Who was the other Alabama receiver next to Jameson Williams?
He was taken in a second.
I don't know why I'm forgetting him.
Mechie.
I don't know.
Mechie? John Mechie?
Yeah, John Mechie was second behind him. But bro, he put up those numbers with Will Levis as his quarterback. I don't.
Bro, do not mention the name Will Levis, bro.
Dude, that man got
Twitter is ridiculous so right now, bro.
Bro.
Oh god, I can't stand Will Levis watching Wandale Robinson tape. I'm like, oh my god, poor guy.
I'm surprised Wandale in so many positions to die, bro.
I'm surprised he's alive, bro.
And let me get the rest of them here. Bookend Tackle says, can't wait to see the defensive front. Me too. Tommy says, Beeves, McFadden, and Fox can't wait to see what they do with pads. The young linebacking core. Hazelnut, what's the update on Daniel Jones' neck? It is indeed looking good. Shout out to Nerd Cave. Yes, we are talking Boys Tomorrow live over at Nerd Cage Live. Make sure you tune in and check it out. Let's see what else here. Super Tosh says Smith and Roche rotational pieces. And a couple other comments right here. What game am I planning to go to? I plan to go to home opener. Hopefully it's not too expensive. Ash, I don't know if you're planning to go to that KB. What game are you planning to go to? But this year I'm trying to go to a game earlier so I don't freeze or get caught by the rain. But also because we're competing earlier.
Yeah, right. It'll be less depressing.
But I think it's the Monday night home opener. It's also the only primetime game we have, and I've never been to a primetime game. And it's against Dallas. It's it checks so many boxes for me. I really want to go to the Dallas Monday night home opener. So that's the one I'm planning to go to. And hopefully, once again, tickets ain't too expensive.
If we all get a consensus, we're all going to show up for one game.
That would be dope.
Let me know. You guys let me know.
So my uncle, right? He FanDuel messed up something with I forgot, but he has a huge amount of credit in FanDuel.
Mm-hmm.
So, and my uncle lives in Texas, so there's a real possibility I'm going to the Thanksgiving game.
Oh, that will be fire.
Oh, dude.
Bro, go to both, bro. Pull up to the Monday night one too.
But I don't know. I want to go to the Ravens game.
Which
That-
week is that?
That's like it's in October. Like I think it's like week 6.
Mm-hmm.
It's a home.
That's in
game?
Baltimore, right?
It's home.
Oh, it's home.
Yeah. Like
Mm.
I just have a real bad feeling about that Monday night game. Like we never do good Monday,
Never.
especially against the Cowboys. But
Yeah.
I mean, if everybody goes, I'll pull up just for the fun though.
Bet.
Yeah.
Bet.
I'll pull up for fun. You know.
What
but,
up, Yvette? How you doing? So Ash, while Ash is switching over to his laptop, let me introduce people to the topic that this was like right before the stream started. I wanted to talk about this topic. That's why it's not really in the title. Afterwards, depending on how much time we spend on it, I might change the title when the stream is finished. But I want to speak on the Deshaun Watson topic a little bit. I don't think I've ever really spoken on it or addressed it at all, as Ash pops out to pop back in on his computer, on the channel, on any stream in general. But like, there's more information coming out. Like now it came out that this man has 66 different masseuses, like over the course of like a year or two. And it's just like,
And it's
the reason I
not,
want to talk about it is because I actually do not know where KB stands on this. So this is going to be real interesting, because it's like, I can't believe there's people vehemently defending this man, is what I was going to say.
Listen, there are so many memes, and it's not funny, but it's like
Deshaun
dude,
Weinstein.
bro,
Why'd you laugh, bro?
I'm sorry,
It's
man.
not a funny
You know how many
situation.
memes I've seen about this? I feel so bad laughing at some of this stuff. Oh my god! So I mean, we can get into it. I just hope you don't get demonetized if we talk about certain things.
I really
but
hope that I don't, but I did want to talk about it. So go ahead.
yeah, I want to talk about it too, and you know we can get into the nitty gritty of it too. Here's the thing: will he get jail time? No. If you look at the grand scheme of things, because although what he did was disgusting, stupid, these were still all consensual. It doesn't seem like
That's my question is
where
where do you see that it said it was all consensual?
Here's the thing. There was a one particular girl. I think this was the 24th lawsuit.
So for those of you that don't know, there was 24 women that came out and spoke out against him. That was what we've known for over a year.
Bro,
and then this past week, it was found out that it was a total of 66 women.
In 17 months.
In 17 months. Like, that's outrageous.
You couldn't just pick one that he
Why do you need 66 different women?
I don't know, dude.
Oh
that man was bricked up, bro. He was ready to go. But listen, the 24th lawsuit, right? And she like leaked Instagram DMs or whatever, and then apparently that she had intercourse with him twice because she felt like she couldn't say no. And I could understand. Don't get me wrong. I definitely understand that, you know. But at the same time, he didn't force you. You could have said no. You didn't say no. It under law, it's consensual.
I was gonna say under law, it's consensual, and this is where it gets really tricky, right?
Jail time, but he is gonna be judged as a human being.
Yeah,
like
this is where it gets really tricky because under law, it was consensual, but now she's coming out and saying that she felt pressured to do it, and I want Ash to get back in as soon as possible because I don't want people to think that like I'm out here trying to cancel athletes or I'm with cancel culture or anything like that because historically I've always been on the athlete side. Like when this stuff happened with Zeke, y'all remember that after his rookie year, there was this girl that tried to come out and say that Zeke sexually assaulted her. I was like, this is really weird after he had a great season. The timing is just too coincidental, and like Zeke was innocent. Even with the Kareem Hunt thing, which was even more controversial, well, they were like, he kicked the woman, but the video evidence showed that he did not. I was like, all right, there are legitimate cases where they try to get money out of successful athletes, but with this one, purely because of the number, I'm not gonna lie to you, when I saw the number was 24, I'm like, there's no way there's 24 people lying about the same thing. This is ridiculous. Right. Also, let us not act like the Houston Texans don't have a hand in this because they 100% do. It's always been.
That is the most. That's the worst part of it.
My stance has always been that the Texans knew about this since he was like whenever he started, and they've been working with him to cover it up because he was their franchise quarterback. And as soon as he demanded out, they're like, "All right, we're gonna leak this information." I 100% believe that. I 100% believe this entire thing was set up by the Texans to essentially cause a downfall for Deshaun Watson. Well, people are ignoring it, and I don't even know if this is being addressed in the court cases or whatnot. is the fact that the Texans did work to cover this up, and I don't know if they're getting any type of backlash, if they're like being like they need to face punishment as well.
Yeah, as far as Houston goes, that's the worst part of it because they even provide. Okay, check this
They
out, Kush.
provided NDAs,
They
right?
provided no, not only that, that too. Not only that, they gave the man a membership to the hotel where he would bring the freaking people.
Yeah.
Yes, Kush, a freaking membership. They gave him a hotel membership to bring these women to. This is that they're complete accomplices in this. Complete. Okay, they're feeding the man's addiction. That's like what the hell? And uh, dude, it's bad. It's bad. It's bad. The thing is, like I said, legally, there's nothing they can do. They're all over, obviously, all over 18. They're all in their profession. Let's be real. These are all like masseuses, and I don't know how do you even locate 66 masseuses and
I don't
say
know.
how do
Ash,
you even do that?
when you were switching, did you get to still listen to what we were saying, or do we have to give a recap?
Nah, I'm not gonna lie. I haven't opened my laptop since the semester ended, so it was like moving slow.
So, real quick
slow.
recap, right? So that you get everything we said. I was like, I don't want this to seem like I'm part of cancel culture for the athletes or anything. Historically, I've been on the athlete side when it was the Zeke situation, when it was the Kareem Hunt situation. But with this off bat, it was 24 women. I'm like, there's no way there's 24 women lying. One. Two, and this is what KB was just saying, even though technically under law it will be consensual, now that they're coming out and they're saying they felt pressure, that's a real thing. Like, that is a real thing. They mental pressure. The fact that he is the more powerful body in this situation, both literally and also like metaphorically, with money, fame, all of that popularity. He has all the power in the situation. And there was something else that we said as well. Oh yeah, the Houston Texans like should also be getting backlash and sued and like be sent to jail if possible, because I 100% believe the Texans set it up so that it was a downfall of Deshaun Watson because they were helping him cover it up. They gave him
They were
NDAs.
helping him do
And
it.
then
They were
KB just
helping
said
him
they gave him
do
a
it.
membership to the hotel to bring the women to. And then as soon as he demanded out, they're trying to bring him down by releasing it. Like, the Houston Texans as well as Deshaun should be getting this backlash. I'm gonna let KB finish what he was saying, and then you could go ahead, bro.
Yeah. Okay. I to finish up what I was saying, then I can talk. I'm just saying that legally, nothing's really gonna come of this legally because it's all within their profession as well. I mean, they know what happy endings are. I'm sure they're out of 66 masseuses. I'm sure they're none of them were like, oh, I don't know what that is. They know what it is. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna be in their position. They should have said no, I don't know what happened in there. As far as we know, there was no force brought into it. He may have just used like his I guess status as a way to pressure them into it, but they still did it. It was still consensual. And some of them went back for a second or third time. So that also brings me a little bit of question too to them. Why'd you go back? I mean, come
Out
on,
of the
if
66 though, and
it
I'll
was a
say this, there's a 100% chance that he in some way sexually assaulted one of them. Like, there was one of them that said that without their consent, he got there and he was stroking it in front of them.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That,
Bro,
that,
like
that's just another thing. It's just like, oh man.
Go ahead,
And,
Ash.
and
people,
maybe legally you can get something from that, right? But who knows?
bro, people like, oh, like some of these girls are like, all of them aren't telling the truth. So like, what like, do y'all understand what that means? Like, if 24 people, if 12 people are lying, that means 12 people still got sexually assaulted. If 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 3/4 of the 24 people are lying, that means 6 people still got
Yeah, this
sexually
is a
assaulted.
huge number.
Like,
And then you
bro,
add in, that's
like,
only the 24 that came forward. Now we learned that it was 66
There's
total that he
bro,
saw.
66.
66. And I don't think people understand, like you said, like that mental aspect of it. Like, like, if it's not like if you're going and suing him, and if you lose the case, you're just all right. You just go on with your life. No, you're gonna have to give up something too. That's everyday court of law. Like, you're gonna have to. They're probably going to make an example out of you. You're probably going to serve some time for if he were to win. They will make an example out
What
of
do you
you
think?
and make
Hold
you
on.
serve your time.
Before you continue, Ash, what do you think the bail is going to be set at? Because he's about to make $230 million.
We're not even gonna.
Nothing's gonna
Okay,
nothing's gonna
we're
hold this
gonna
man out of jail.
hold up, because we're gonna talk about the Browns in a second. All
Yo,
right, we're gonna talk about the Browns
L
in
to
a
the
second.
Browns, bro. Baker Mayfield, live it up, bro. Live it up.
Bro, like the Brown, like let me finish this because the Browns, they're gonna brown. So, but like
They're
they
idiots, absolute idiots.
like, and they knew what they were doing too. Like this year, they only have a dead cap hit of like $1 million, or they
Oh,
only have to
really?
pay
So
him
they
like
can
$1
let him
million.
go?
They knew
The money kicks in
but they
like the
set it.
years after or something like that.
They
But they still
set
have
it
to pay
up
him
that
the
way.
money.
They set it up that way because they knew he was probably going to get suspended this year for like an extra amount of games, and then next year they'll have him on the books and he could get that money. So you're not giving him X amount of dollars the first year and take all that dead cap hit the first year. That's why they made it to be a mil, like just a 1 mil. I think it's exactly 1 mil, right? And like I get first. Listen, who didn't want Deshaun Watson on the team? Like Deshaun
Me.
Watson
Me.
at his best. Well, I'm talking about like before all this stuff like came out and everything. Like
Well,
Deshaun
this
at
was
his
the
best.
reason. I mean, this was the reason why he was going to leave the team. I mean, other than him wanting to leave the team, I mean, this came out as soon as he wanted to leave the team. Once I found out about these lawsuits, I was
Yeah,
not on
yeah.
board bringing him in.
Like when all that stuff came out by like DeAndre Hopkins and stuff, I was like, you
Yeah,
know what, just trade for Deshaun. Like just trade for Deshaun. And then all this came out. Like, and at first, like it was only like 5 people, and I was like, you know, I was with everybody else. I'm like, you know what, let's
We've
just wait
seen
for
this
Evan to come
before, but
right,
bro,
right. Yeah.
24 and now 66. Come on.
It jumped from 24.
Like,
We were like 24.
you
That's
know
crazy.
how many athletes?
66. Oh my
I'm
god.
gonna sound like a broken record when I say this, but you know how many athletes don't have more than 5 masseuses in their whole entire career?
That's what I was just saying. How the hell do you find 66 masseuses? How? He must have been on Instagram just scrolling, bro.
Bro, he
'Cause
searched
I
up
heard he
hashtag massage and just
right.
Nah, he
Massage in
had to be
Houston.
on Craigslist, bro. There's no way.
Yo, bro. It's like the amount of determination this man went through to get all these masseuses is ridiculous. This man has a legit problem, bro. This man had a legit problem. And he's out here just laughing. He's out here laughing it up, throwing the ball around in OTAs and stuff like that in Browns OTAs. This man is
Shout
a
out to
menace.
DB from EP and Sarcone in the chat. And Lestat. What's up, man? How y'all doing?
Regardless of that. Now, how do you think
bro, if
Baker
I was
Mayfield
like,
is acting right now?
Wait, hold up. Before
bro,
we
if
get
I
to
was
that,
Miles
Ash,
Garrett,
finish the Deshaun Watson, because there's still a couple things we gotta talk about with the Deshaun
Oh,
Watson
yeah.
thing. So go ahead, Ash.
bro, he's sick. He's a sicko. Like,
Yeah.
bro, this dude
What do you legitimately
wanted.
think? Like the verdict is like, is there even, yeah, there is a case. Like, what do you think the outcome is gonna be?
I mean, what I think is gonna be and what I want it to be are probably 2 different things.
Say both.
What I think is gonna be, I think they're gonna suspend him for a year or X amount of games this year, and he's gonna come back and play next year, and nobody's gonna care. Like the general public isn't gonna care,
Mhm.
right? Just like they did with Ben Roethlisberger. What I
Big
want to
rapist.
what I want to happen is for him to be put under the jail with R. Kelly. That's what I want to happen, right? But I do believe that, you know, and again, I'm not going to get into all like the ratings and stuff in the NFL, but I mean, it's true. Like Deshaun is going to make for good ratings because he's in the stacked AFC with a bunch of, you know, good quarterbacks.
This case alone is
but
gonna get eyes watching him, bro.
but
Mhm.
I think there's going to be more, and I think there's going to be more coming out. I think um, the more amount of women that come out and, you know, that come out with this is going to give more women confidence to come out, and I think it's going to be even more. 'Cause there's no way there's only just 24 women. Like, there's no way.
Well, we
And
learned
the
there's
fact is,
66.
like,
It's just that 24 out the 66 said it.
no, I'm saying like there's no way there's just 24 women that's gonna come out and like try to do a case against him, like try to sue
Yeah,
him
there's gonna be
and
more
stuff
soon.
like that. But like this dude, I just don't understand. You have a girl, you have a girl yourself. Why don't you go to her for all those things? Like,
Wait, he's got a
or
girl?
just end it.
Does he still
Yeah, he
have
got
that
a
girl,
girl.
bro?
He don't got that girl
I
no
mean, he
more.
did.
There's no
He
way.
did have a
Dude,
girl.
no, but there's a video of
He
him
did.
chilling with Mia Khalifa.
Yeah.
There's bro, if he actually has a girl through all of this.
Well, I mean, he had a girl now. He had a girl like recently, because like he probably like when that Mia Khalifa stuff and all that happened, he probably didn't. But that girl recently, so like I mean, I doubt he has a girl
bro.
now.
Let me
coming
read a
out.
couple comments from Tommy here. I'm gonna respond. I'm gonna give Ash a chance to respond and KB a chance to respond. He says, "Y'all crazy. He ain't do that to those women. This is Houston. There's plenty of prostitution that government runs. They ain't letting the face of the Texans do that and mess up their money. Rogers asked for a trade. He gets what he wants. Watson asked for a trade, and they set him up. They're racist owners." The last part, I completely agree with. Like I was saying earlier, we're not gonna ignore the fact that Houston helped him do this. Houston provided him with the resources to do this. They provided him with a hotel room membership. They provided him with NDAs, and they should 100% face all types of punishment as well. It doesn't take away from the fact that Deshaun did it. Go ahead, Ash, and then KB.
But Tommy's trying to say that when the case isn't that he raped the women, and the case isn't even prostitution. He hit up legit masseuses.
The case is sexual assault.
Right, sexual, and he didn't. Nobody's saying that he raped the women either. He didn't. As far as we know, all of them were consensual.
Bro, it's not about him raping a woman.
Right,
It's about him aggressively putting himself on
in a
position
in a position to do.
Wait, let Ash speak, bro, because there's certain things that Ash was saying like in past stream that I didn't even know.
This dude laid on the masseuse table, grabbed his Achilles, basically grabbed his ankles, and put him behind his legs, and was aggressively telling the woman to massage his butthole, bro.
We're getting demonetizing this bit.
Bro, I'm sorry, but the New York Times put out an article. Like
I know, I seen it. That is
the New York. This is the New York Times. Like, I don't think people understand that this is how much credibility a story has to have in order for the New York Times to put out an article about it. Like, this dude is sick, right? Like, and I'm sure, like, you get a massage, right? Or an NFL quarterback hits you up. Of course, that's like, and
you're gonna take it,
yeah. It's so easy to like, talk about women's perspective from a man's or women issues from a man's perspective, but that's like if you're doing like, I don't know, like if you're a trainer and freaking like Chloe Bailey, and of course you're gonna take it. Of course you're gonna train Chloe Bailey. I mean, she hot as hell, right? Like, but if Chloe Bailey, and again, this is the same because we're not even gonna get into that, but if Chloe Bailey starts to, get aggressive with you and you're training her, and she tries to put your hand where, like, her genitals are and stuff like that, and you don't want it.
I'm pretty sure Kush is not saying no.
I'm not saying.
I'm gonna keep real with you, bro. This is not a situation to be joking with right now, though, bro.
I know, but Kush out here fantasizing, but
I'm not saying no either. But like, it comes to a point where these women, like, even if it's consensual, right? But if the code comes to a point where he's getting too aggressive, that counts as sexual misconduct.
It is. It does.
And we know. And again, I agree with with the last thing he said. Houston kept it under wraps.
They helped him.
They helped him, yeah.
Do it.
Deshaun was winning. Deshaun was winning games. And Houston is a messed up franchise.
Houston needs. That's what I'm saying. Houston needs to go down as well because yes, they did set him up.
But hold on, Houston wasn't winning games. They were 4-12.
No, the year before the year before they were like competing.
Yeah, but
and
his
the year
last
before that.
year. I mean, when did these happen? This has to been.
This was when he got the first. is when he got drafted, but there's probably more from in college and stuff. So this has been happening like before they went to the playoff. Like I think they went to the playoffs twice while
Hmm.
Deshaun was there.
So he
So
didn't do
this
any
happened
of that while they
before.
were 4-12. I mean, come on.
I mean, I'm sure he did that too, but I'm saying like I'm sure they kept it under wraps. They started to keep it under wraps when he was winning them games, like when he taken to the playoffs. But what I'm saying is that they're a messed up organization, and remember like the stuff came out about Brian Flores and how people were coming at Miami, people are coming at Denver. It needs to have a similar and probably even worse reaction to Houston. Like the owners, it needs to be the same thing with Dan Snyder, what they're doing with Washington.
Oh, I don't
Like,
know. Dan Snyder needs to go down too. That's a whole different topic, but I don't know why they haven't forced that man to sell the team yet.
yeah, like I mean, like it needs to be similar to that because like they need to force them to sell the team. Force them to sell the team. Because you're covering up for a guy that is sexually not abusing, but treating these women wrong, and it's
Just
like
taking advantage.
the
Just taking
NFL.
advantage because he
The
knew that
NFL
he would
is
put himself in that position.
these are two different situations, but the NFL is suspending Calvin Ridley for gambling on his own team. And gambling for them,
He's so
saying they
dumb.
would win, saying the Falcons would win, like putting
Right.
bets on the Falcons to win, and you suspend it for a year. And the fact that Deshaun is probably only going to get like 6 to 8 games, like if it just stays like where it's at right now, is sick.
Nah,
Sick.
I mean, who said it was gonna be 6 to 8 games? Who
Well,
said that?
I mean,
I think it would be like
they
a whole year. And if not, I don't know. I think honestly, I've never seen a punishment laid out more than a year. But if there was
right,
one,
needs to
it
be
probably should be for him. Probably shouldn't play again. I mean, it's just 66 women, bro. That's just like I don't know.
I don't know if
My next
like
question to you, Ash, is like, why is it that so many people are defending him? That's not even a shot at people are defending him. It's just that what do you think they're thinking to defend him?
I'm gonna keep it a stack. And some people not gonna like what I have to say.
Wait, can you pull the chat up on your phone so that you could respond to anything to
Yeah,
whatever you're
I'm
about to
at the
say? So pull that up and
um.
then say what you're gonna say.
Listen, it
Ash, so show your
Deshaun
face. Show your face, because I think I know what you're gonna say.
Why,
So
bro? I'm on my. I don't got my camera set up right now. I don't got my camera set up.
let them know your identity.
But I'm a black man. I'm a little looked up. I'm gonna turn off my camera because I look a little messy right now. But y'all know my skin color. I mean, you see by the profile picture, I'm a black man, but it's because it's because he's black. I mean, it's because and we see the more people defending him from the black community, and that's not.
He got StreamYard cut this man out the stream.
StreamYard said, "Get this
Nah,
man
listen,
out
I will say this. I
Exposing us.
don't agree with Ash, but I'm gonna let Ash say what he has to say.
No,
But StreamYard cut that man from the stream.
I actually kind of agree with him too.
Bro, I'm speaking facts. I'm sorry. Like, and this is people. This is just people who I mean, I'm not gonna fake or anything. Y'all gonna get the real deal from me. My community that I interact with, like people on Twitter, the group chats I'm in, they're mostly black. I'm not saying that all my friends are black. No, I have friends of all races, but from what I've seen, he gets the most defense from the black male community, and it's not. And like I said, it's not a bad thing because we've seen times in history, we've seen times in the past where black males have been falsely accused or black males have been, made an example out of.
Just recently with the NFL, specifically Zeke, Kareem, and there's more.
Right, but you gotta
Yeah,
look at the
like
facts then. You gotta look at the facts and evidence, stuff like that, instead of blindly, supporting somebody, you know?
no, I'm not saying that that's my view. And like
No,
that's what
I know.
people gravitate.
Yeah.
That's what people pull to. Like they're like, oh, this is just a this is just a way they're trying to uh get a black man or something like that. Like, and let's be honest, when it first came out, it did look kind of fishy. It did
When it
when it
first came
first
out,
came out.
yeah, yeah, but as
Yeah,
as
when
more
it first
information came about, I was just like, "There's no way that this is fake."
yeah, when it first came out, they were like, "Oh, now he wants like where was this in his whole career? Now he wants to request a trade. They're gonna make it about that, you know." But I feel like that is more, just look on the general public. Look at Twitter, right? If anybody is on Twitter, look at Twitter. The people defending Deshaun Watson are either black men or fans. That's a fact.
Or
That's a
what?
fact.
Your mic cut out.
Cleveland Brown fans,
Oh, Cleveland
Uh,
Browns fans.
right? And again, and the fact that it is to that is kind of disgusting. But I feel like some people have a have to have a mind of their own and have to look at it for what it is. Like the evidence is right in front of you. He's a sick man. Like he's a sick nigga, bro. I'm sorry. He's a sick man, bro. He's sick.
Demonetized to the
He's
max.
sick. And here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, right? Here's the thing with that. It'd be the ones that don't have women in their life or don't have daughters, you know, don't have wives. Because I bet you if it was their daughter or their
Right.
auntie or mother or sister, whatever, any female in their family, they would be ready to fight this dude. Like, let's just keep it a stack.
Yep.
Let's keep a buck. Like, and I get it. I get it. We've seen times from that's just the root of how like black people in America. Like we don't have to get into that, but that's why that's the reason I think that people are defending him, right? Like, and we understand, like, and I see people are like, well, they already took him to court, and he's been proven not guilty. How long did it take R. Kelly to go to jail? Like
20
how
years.
how long? And there was video of him like
Yeah.
pissing on a girl. Like there was video of it, right? So like
Yep.
it takes time. Like I don't know the exact facts, but I think like misconduct and sexual like activity stuff like that. Like those are like one of the longest trials in court. Like out of like the main categories of like court and stuff.
hmm
Like sentences and stuff. Those are like the longest one of, not the, but one of. But that's all I gotta say on that.
I will
You
say
know,
this. I can see where Ash is coming from. I would just disagree because I think the biggest reason people are defending him is because that they do think he's being set up, which I agree with. It's just that my thing is, even though he's being set up, it doesn't mean that he didn't do it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah.
Right. They're just bringing it to light. They're just exposing it.
And the
But
Houston Texans, so yeah, I mean, actually, you already answered the question that, the owner should sell the team and whatnot. I don't know, man. That Houston Texans franchise needs to go down the gutter, down the drain.
but they kind of sold themselves too, because leaking this information, whatever, it
They
was only a
have?
matter of
Yeah, like, how
time.
you got that
It, wa-
information, bro?
it was only no, it was only a matter of time before everybody finds out that you guys were the one that gave him the membership for them to meet up in the hotels. Like he had, well, what's he called, a Houstonian, something like that. So
I don't know.
some name of the hotel is some
Houston
weird thing.
Tonian or something like that.
Houstonian or something like that. But that's the hotel that he got a membership from the Houston Texans organization.
Mhm.
So that's ridiculous.
And so
But yeah.
now I guess we got like 6 minutes left, just enough time to talk about the Cleveland Browns.
Yo, shout out to my
What?
boy Baker Mayfield. Don't let them try to get you back, bro. You stay petty. Stay petty. Do not play it down for Cleveland. You sit on that bench. You demand a trade. Demand your release. Go to another team, bro. do it for the team because they didn't care about you. Coaches don't care about you. The front office don't care about you. Don't go out there and play your heart out for that team. Don't go out and play your heart out for that team.
Go ahead, Ash. You just go right off of that, bro.
Bro, listen, everybody doubted my man Baker. He had Cleveland on his back. You feel me?
I'll say, bro, real quick. I don't mean to interrupt you, but I'm not a Baker Mayfield fan, but people act as if
I'm not either.
as soon as he got there, he didn't make them into. He was not a big part of them becoming a winning franchise. That's all I'm gonna say. Go ahead, Ash.
Facts.
Bro, like he messed himself up by choosing to play with that shoulder injury last year. But he, I know he's like laughing hard right now. Like,
oh hell yeah, he's enjoying every moment.
And if it was him, when Deshaun gets suspended, I wouldn't play it down for Cleveland. I'm not gonna lie. But then again, like that's his job, and we've seen like nobody wants to get Baker Mayfield, like, because then it's not even like you're signing him; you have to trade for him, and that's like not his decision. That's Cleveland's decision. So it's like, he's kind of putting himself at risk. But me personally, I wouldn't play another down for them. Like in Cleveland, in fact, like I said earlier, like they knew what they were doing. Like Andrew.
I mean, yeah, when they traded and then gave him the extension, everybody was like, what are you doing? He's in the middle of a gigantic scandal right now.
No, I'm saying like his contract, like they knew they were only guaranteeing him that $1 million for the first year. Like
that's still stupid though. It's still dumb. You're still giving him the 230.
Yeah, it still is. Like you're gonna pay him like $40 million next year, but it's just like if I was like Myles Garrett or somebody, like, bro, I would bully Deshaun Watson, like dead ass. Like,
oh hell yeah,
I would bully him. Like I would
throw the helmet.
I would do what I did to Mason. I would do what I did to Mason Rudolph. Right to him.
Throw the helmet right at him.
That's what I'm saying. Like I would really like to see like a Hard Knocks of the Cleveland Browns right now. Like to see like how these players. I mean, they probably don't care, but I mean, I would really want to see like, how they feel, or I want to be a fly on that wall just to see how they feel.
Yeah.
See how they're interacting with him, because like, he already looks like crazy. Like today he was on like multiple receptions in practice. Like you could tell it's getting to him, and it's just a really sick, situation.
Yeah.
But this is why the Browns are the Browns. They do stuff like this. This is probably like their worst mess up in like decades.
Bro, because think about it. Think about if he never plays a down for them, right? You think about like the 2016 Giants where we spent $200 million in the end. We're like, oh my god, that's crazy. They literally spent $230 million on one player that might not even play a down for them. You think about that.
We're still paying our past head coaches. Like
exactly. You just think that's insane. If I'm a Cleveland fan, I would be just extremely enraged, bro. And extremely enraged. $230 million that could be going to building the team has to go to somebody that obviously probably shouldn't have gotten a contract in the first place with all those allegations. But
So I mean, we're coming right to the end of the podcast right here. Before I end it out, big shout out to the chat. I appreciate you guys so much for turning out. First Young Guns in a while. I'm getting my channel back on track. Hopefully, I'm aiming to have Mondays, Tuesdays, maybe Sundays to get videos out, because those are the days I'm not working. Those are the days I'm free. Shout out to everybody in here. Yuvraj, Ash was in the chat. Alex, Tommy, Evets. Let me scroll up. Lestat, Sarko. Ooh, my belch. Sarkone, Yuvraj, Hazelnut, Nerd Cage, Supertaj. Everybody that was in here, man. NYB, new member alert. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We covered Minicamp. We covered Wandale. We covered Daniel Bellinger, which was kind of a surprise, but I'm glad he came up. We covered Kayvon Thibodeau. Then we got into a little bit more of a serious topic.
That 88.
What's up?
Whoever 88 on the Giants, they need to give that up.
Yeah, I can't have my tight end one wearing 45, bro.
Yeah, I don't
bro.
know what
That's a
the heck.
nasty
45.
number.
That's ugly, man.
Will gives
It's
me
Will
vibes.
tie. Will tie, bro.
Like
No, I don't want that.
one of them needs to
45.
get cut or something because
Is like just
one of those
80
get cut.
available, bro? Like who's wearing 80?
I think Alec Bachman.
No, I think
I'm not
Bachman's
sure.
wearing 81 now.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
I
don't
don't
think
Will
any.
is
know.
I
wearing
don't think.
80.
I don't think
Like,
anybody's wearing 80. Why the hell do you take 45? Oh my god! Oh, you better not
Sometimes
stay
they get
on.
assigned in because he wasn't wearing 45 at the college level, was he?
No, he was wearing like a
Yeah,
regular number.
yeah, I think he was wearing like an 80 something. So
Yeah.
need to change that. Daniel Bellinger tight end 1. That's on the roll. Hashtag fear to flot should be on the roll soon. We'll see what happens.
Oh god.
But yo, Ash, thank you so much for popping in, man. I appreciate it. Let the people know where they can
no
find you.
problem. Because subscribe to my channel. It's called The Get Back with Ashton. You can follow me on Twitter at Ashton Griffith _ I finally got like stuff started away with school and everything. So I'm back to make videos. I'm about to start my podcast back and everything. If I like and stuff like that as well. So if you're interested in that, check out my channel, and that's all I.
Don't worry, guys. His channel will not have the mic cut in and out like that, but you guys got the message. Go ahead, KB. Let them know where they can find you.
Well, you
Fuck
guys,
you, huh?
you guys know KBRB27. You guys haven't subscribed. Make sure you guys subscribe to this channel as well. Help him get back on that algorithm because I know how it is when you take a hiatus and it's hard to get back on that algorithm. But yeah, you guys look out for some videos on my channel soon. I'm working on a Wandale Robinson video. I made a really in-depth video about Micah McFadden. A lot of people love that video, so I'm gonna do the same thing with Wandale Robinson and hopefully do the whole draft class eventually. But yeah, keep on lookout for that. But great stream.
Hey, man, guys. Thank you so much once again. Channel's not here without y'all, the viewers. That's it for now, and we're out.